Yeah, welcome back to the second lesson on lesson 9, second part, and we're going to do dimensional analysis. We're going to be able to use dimensional analysis contained units. Both our practice packet and our note packet are page 24. So if you haven't already, go ahead and go to page 24. It should look like this. Here we go, dimensional analysis. This is one of, I think, the hardest topic I've taught all year so far. So let's take our time, understand how we use it, and how it helps us. All right. I'm going to demonstrate the overall technique, and then we'll go ahead and begin. Okay. First thing is, let's convert. It's also called factor labeling. We're going to convert from one set of units to another set of units is why we use it. And those units are called dimensions. And analyzing means we're going to examine them. How many minutes are there in 15 days? First thing you want to do is figure out the units that you have and the steps to get to the units you need. So in this case, we have the number of days. What's missing is a conversion factor. Somehow to convert days into minutes, which is what we need. And usually there's like Google or other applications where you can just have them do that. But the people who write those, as well as you might, and you will come across units that don't have any easy conversion, and you'll have to figure out a way to do it yourself. So the way I like to do it, and I think it's useful, is you write a grid and plug the numbers into the grid with conversion values. So you start, and I'll try to write the neatest way I can. It's not too bad. We write down with what we have, what units we begin with. We write 15 days. And way over here, we know we want to end up with some sort of number of minutes. Now you'll notice I left a lot of space between there. What happens in this grid is we're going to write down conversions. And so plug the numbers that make the first conversion. So the first conversion we know to go days into smaller units is at least we know that there's 24 hours in one day. Now you'll notice that the units you need go on the top right, and the ones that we want to get rid of go on the bottom right. So we're going to bury the ones we don't want. In this case, I want to get rid of days. You know what? I should leave a little room here. I want to get rid of days. And then I want to go to, and I don't know how to get to minutes, but I do know how to get to hours. So do we know conversion from hours today? Sure. There's 24 hours in one day. That's our first conversion. And then the next box will be a way to convert hours into minutes if we can. And of course, you know that. We know that, and we're going to get rid of hours. And the units we want to get to is minutes. And we know there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Now, having this done means we have set up all of our conversion factors we need to know, and we'll be able to get our final answer, which should be in minutes. All right. And we'll get that in just a moment. Let's take a look at what the notes say. They say cancel like terms and multiply the top numbers together and divide the result by the bottom numbers. So we multiply everything on the top, multiply by everything on the bottom, then divide the two. The first step, though, I will say is I'm going to write an equal sign. I'm going to change my pen color too, so that I want you to see the canceling unit part. What happens here is we look for units that are both on the top and then on the opposite side of the fraction bar. The days cancel, the hours cancel. And that's why mathematically that we're left with minutes. And then we'll need to, of course, multiply those. So let me just switch my screen here. We just take the 15 minutes times the 24, oops, times the 24 times the 60. All right, let's go back to sharing. We end up with a large number. It's 21,600, 21,600. And then I decide if I have significant digits. I do. I only have 2 significant digits in my problem, so my answer can only have 2. So it's going to be 22,000 minutes is approximately. Now, that is the assumption that this is a rounded number and not an exact number. If someone says you were 15 days, that normally we'd say, did you measure it to be 15 days? Or is it an exact value of 15 days? And it is, this is for a measured, is when we do sig figs. But because it's a conversion factor, we're going to be exact, which is why we leave it as 21,600 minutes, because our assumption is if they're converting it, that we know with certainty that they measured exactly 15 days, which is exactly 21,600. See, a lot's going on there. All right. That just shows you there. If you want to try a challenge problem, that's cool. Is that it for the note packet? I believe so. If there's more to it, then I'm not seeing it. Okay, let's go to the practice packet then. It's also on your last page of notes, I believe. Should say how many centimeters. There we go. I won't do all of these, but I will do maybe 1 or 2 of them. Some of these are very individual. So I'll just set up, say number 2, how many seconds pass in 5 days? All right, so the first thing we do is write down how much we have. We have 5 days. This is fatty. Let me switch it up here. We want to get to seconds. All right, so we need to convert this. And first thing we know how to do is convert days to hours. So I'm going to write days, the units we want to convert out of, to the units we want to convert to. And we know there's 24 hours in 1 day. Now, just to let you know, we fill a 1 in over here if there's no value. Units that are over each other, if it's just days, straight units, we just write it like that over 1. Okay, so now we're at hours. We want to convert it to minutes. So we write, my bad, we write the unit we want to get rid of, which is hours on the bottom. We write minutes, the unit we want to get to, and then write the conversion ratio, which is 60 to 1. The next step is we need to get to seconds. And we already have minutes, so we write it on the bottom part of the grid. And we know there's 60 minutes and 60, well, what do I know? There's exactly 1 minute, 60 seconds. Okay, next step. And I'm hoping it didn't erase everything, but of course it did. Just gonna shorten it up here just to show you that it sort of ends there. Then we multiply everything in the top. So we take 5 times 24 times 60 times 60, and then divide by anything that's in the bottom. 1 times 1 times 1, which is just 1. Okay. And then we just go to our calculator. 5 times 24 times 60, 60. And if you recall, we are doing nothing more than dividing, and it's a conversion, so we won't round it to significant digits. It's going to be 432,000 seconds. Now this is a large number, so sometimes you'll see it written as 4.3 times 10 to the 345 seconds. All right, as numbers gets larger than 5 or 6 place values, we often switch to scientific notation. That's how you do your homework. Hopefully that helps. Have a great day.